Another set of these Prince guitar picks sold, featuring Prince's signature in 1984 and his guitar player Wendy Melvoin. In case you forgot, I used to manage a music store in Minneapolis, and we handled all of Prince's gear. And he came in the store, and I was there when he signed the forms, and Wendy signed her form. We sent that off to, I believe it was Ernie Ball out in California that made these picks. And when they came in, his tour manager came in and gave me a bag of each of these, sort of as a gift. I've always hung on to them and started selling them a few years ago, maybe for $30, $40. And then I noticed that the price in these picks went way up, even before his death. And so I priced them at $200, and every month or so they sell a set. This is a pair of engineer type boots, motorcycle boots. They're wool lined, and they're pretty much unbranded. I couldn't find anything on them. May have worn off at some point, but I've had these for quite a while. I had to pay $8 at a garage sale for them. That's all they'd come down on them. But I did think I could get $130 for them, so I kept it at that price for quite a while and finally put best offer on. And now just took a best offer of $80 for these boots. And they're bound for Australia via the global shipping program. This monstrous box, which I had to make from a much larger box, is a cooler. I find these big Coleman coolers, and this is probably the largest. I believe it's an 80 quart. I pay as much as $10 for these at garage sales. This one happened to have the a couple of containers inside, which is a bonus. And these are always half the morning packing. Well, not quite that much. Maybe it takes me 45 minutes. But it's a big job because you basically have to cut down a box. Now, I don't use eBay tape exclusively. I've got a lot of very strong clear tape holding the box together. Then I always use this strapping tape to kind of go around the whole thing, and it gives it a lot more security. But this sold for $100, so it was worth the effort. I paid $10 at a garage sale. These two orange jackets, actually this is a Patagonia vest, and it's like a bicycle vest. It has that pocket on the back. And then this is just a no-name blaze orange hunting coat. And these both sold to the same person, which I've now learned is one of those purchasing companies. This one goes by the name of Sue Fong. It's out of San Jose, California. And the two jean jackets I sold earlier in the week, those also went there as well. So there's a new outfit out there buying for overseas customers. Now the Patagonia jacket sold for $40, and the blaze orange hunting coat sold for $30. And these are just $3, $4 items at garage sale. I've had them actually quite a while though, probably since last fall. A couple more used reel-to-reel tapes. These are the TDK OddDois. If you ever come across these, they have quite a following, and you can get a lot of money for them. Actually, it's a couple different box types for these. And just these two used tapes with music recorded on them sold for $30. This little item is a Shure record player cartridge, turntable cartridge. And I acquired this at an auction just a few days ago. This is my local auction, and they have two rings, one inside, one outside. And there was so much stuff outside they had to start an hour early. And in one of the rows, it's like people just empty their garage and line it up in a row, and the auctioneer comes by in a truck, and away they go with, you know, high bidder gets choice. And I'd seen this junk drawer on the ground, and in it were about 8 or 9 of these cartridges and a bunch of other very expensive audio equipment, like hubs for reel-to-reel tape decks that I've sold in the past for $100. Well, there wasn't much of value in the rest of the row, but I did something I normally don't do. I bid it up immediately because I just did not want to take the chance that there was somebody else wise in the audience that would know the value of this stuff. I may have been able to get it for under $5, but instead I was bidding against some lady, probably wanted dishes or something, and I bought the whole box for $37, and just this one cartridge sold for $200 in just a couple days. This is an odd bit or bob from the audio equipment world. Vintage Akai connectors for a tape recorder into an amplifier that uses these 1/4-inch jacks. And it's a very odd piece. I've had it for quite a while. Probably had it listed a year and a half ago, but I'd never seen one for sale before or since, and so I held out for $40 and finally got it. Check that. This connector actually went for $50. No wonder it took so long to sell. This is a vintage Jordan Pippen Chicago Bulls hat. Still new with tags. I got this at a garage sale for 50 cents about 2 years ago. So it's another one of those items that eBay would like to take down, but hasn't gotten around to me yet. And this sold for $30. This is a Grass Valley switcher video editing board. I'm sure Jay and Ryan know exactly what this is. And it finally sold. This came along with all the video equipment I purchased a couple years ago and finally got around to listing over the last 2-3 months, and I've sold quite a bit of it. Now I thought this would sell better if I sold it with one of the editing components that goes with it, along with a nice big cable. But somebody asked if I would sell it by itself. They offered $100. Since there's no money into this anymore, I said sure. And a little bit cheaper on the shipping cost too. This sold for $100, and I bought all that video equipment for $50 in a big rack. I've even sold the rack on Craigslist for $100 as well. A couple more items from the auction lot junk drawer that I bought last week. This is a Pioneer Headshell. This just holds the cartridge for your turntable. And I actually happen to have a box for this exact Headshell, so I priced it at $80 and it just took a couple days to sell. And then this is a Shure cartridge, one of their more valuable ones, and this one sold for $130. Yeah, Ward's Airline AMFM Stereo with an 8-track recorder built into it. This was at a garage sale. It was just $1. I always take a chance on something like that. And after I cleaned it up, it all worked just fine. Took a video, listed it, and about 2 weeks, I guess, it took to sell for $60. This is a Sony Walkman CD player. Not a Discman, but a Walkman CD player. I noticed this at a garage sale because it was red, and people collect this kind of stuff. I wasn't sure if this was a collectible model or not, but everything worked on it. I got it for $2. I priced it at $35 on eBay, and it sold on Trugether. I haven't sold anything on Trugether for a number of months now. But if you'll notice, it's a little bit of a discount for the buyer because of the seller's reduced fees. But they also reduced the shipping cost. I had a flat rate priority padded envelope, which is $7.20 retail. So they just charged them $6.65 for shipping. A little different. This is a vintage Labyrinth game. Everybody's familiar with these. This is an original one made by Brio of Sweden. And this was at a garage sale. They just wanted $2 for it. And I knew with the original box and everything, it'd be worth quite a bit more. And it did sell in a couple of months for $60. This is a Genie rub massager. I've sold these in the past, and I was quite surprised when I listed this one that the prices come way down on them. I still listed it for $130, and it sold on Together for $120. These are some pretty heavy-duty massagers. Heavy pad here, 2 handles to really bear down on somebody's aching muscles, I guess. Pretty industrial. I found this at an estate sale of all places, and they only wanted $6 for it. That went in my shopping bag without a second thought. Again, this sold for $120. I inadvertently packed this Together purchase with eBay tape. Anybody else do that? I hope I don't upset the customer. Perhaps they are anti-eBay and only buy on Together. Last one and done. Been real nice weather the last week or so. Dogs are really enjoying the state parks and nature preserves we have in the area. Their buddies came along one day.
Yeah, Bella.